Hey, what's going on, guys? This is Hyperion-Blue-GT champion for having a custom race on Gran Turismo Sport. So, looks like I finally make it a good choice for today. So I'm starting out with using the Volkswagen 1200 1966. So everybody calls it the Volkswagen Bug. So this is definitely almost like the 1940s vehicle board, but this time Volkswagen just made a pretty good vehicle for the 1960s, so this might be a very good choice for everyone to start making Herbie. Well, maybe everybody watched the movie Herbie Fully Loaded. Yeah, it was pretty awesome enjoying this movie board, but looks like I might be able to go and start using this one. So good thing I just definitely picked the pearl white color, so that might be an excellent choice of a color. So let's go and get started then. Well, even so, it was a M100 car, but a slowest vehicle. Unlike the Volkswagen Sambabus. So probably let's begin to start picking a track. So it has to be going in to do it. So looks like I should probably have to start with the Nurburgring. Well, Nurburgring Nordschleife was definitely the first start of it. Well, looks like this is going to be pretty enjoyable for it. So I really guess I might go and choose a different time conditions. So maybe let's just gonna go with the afternoon first. So I'll be able to get ready to start up with a recommend balance of performance. So this race can also take one lap, but it doesn't waste a long time for it. So it'll have to do it fast for it. But I know it was definitely having a lot of days going on for it since definitely a few days ago. Well, doesn't matter right now, so I'll be able to get ready to race. So definitely, this is going to be pretty impressive to driven the Volkswagen Bug because, well, probably the Bug was definitely in the 1960s through early 1990s that everybody always used the Volkswagen Bug. Oh yeah, I kind of think that there are other Volkswagen Bug appearances in the other movies, like Happy Gilmore. Wow, I can't believe it, that guy just hit Happy Gilmore for having an injury for it. Well, even so, I kind of think Adam Sandler played this movie for it, and then I kind of think the guy always says the J word. No offense. It was kind of very funny, and then he didn't look at it because, well, this Volkswagen Bug got crashed and very damaged. So looks like I'll be able to get ready to set up. So looks like traction control might go up. So I might be able to do a little recommend settings for it. So looks like definitely the max horsepower is definitely at 98. So looks like I had to go and do a little change of plans. So this is going to have to do something else to go faster to be improved. So definitely the max speed is starting out at 0.1. Well, that's definitely giving the slowest speed rate for it. So definitely, even so, I had to decide to go with the Racing Super Soft tires. So it'll have to make it go faster for it, but it takes one lap to be driven around at the Nordschleife. But this is going to give you a better choice for having a power ratio of 293, weight reduction ratio 114. That's definitely quite very good for a standard fasting performance. So this might be good. So let's begin and find out if this is going to be well stable balance or not. Well, don't want it to end up like the Volkswagen Sambabus like last time because it definitely tipped off. So, looks like race number 1 begin, and I have to be very careful to drive this Bug around. Well, definitely the Volkswagen Bug is definitely quite getting go faster for us. But even so, I had to keep an eye out on whenever if I had to do a little tip off by mistake. Well, definitely Super Soft tires might be on and putting on the racing category for it. So definitely this is the old school style interior, just like the ones back in GT5 and GT6. Well, definitely this is going to be pretty good for it. So might be able to be driving slow, but kind of make sure that you guys really need putting on some super soft tires to go for it when you're in the custom race. So probably the 5-speed transmission just also giving a little seat adjustment for it. Well, looks like this is going to be driving crazy like Kirby for it. Well, definitely most of you guys have enjoyed watching the movie Kirby fully loaded, right? Well, I know this is going to be a little bit tougher crazy moment for it because taking one lap at the Nurburgring could be giving a little slow time, but probably I should need to extend the top speed for the gear transmission. So this might be getting a little speed performance possible for it. Well, anyway, drivetrain is RR, like the Porsche 911 GT3 RS, and then, looks like someone just liked my activity. That's very cool. I really appreciate it because, oh yeah, definitely I'm putting up some shared libraries because I also make all the third waves of Total Drama fan art libraries from Jeff's Chevy Camaro to Alejandro's McLaren MP412C. Yeah, definitely that was a lot of hard work going on for it because anyway, this is gonna have to do this momentarily because I'm really gonna have to start making Revenge of the Island characters soon. So, looks like only takes forever for it, but this is gonna take a little bit harder. This is gonna be a little bit longer for it. Well, eventually this could also be reached up to be at 88 miles. Well, like Back to the Future with the DeLorean time machine for it. Oh man, the handling's gone very intense. I just also pretend that Kirby just drive itself while the driver is steering it. Didn't guess the differences for it. Well, it is definitely quite shown in the movie for it. Alright, so looks like it's gonna get very much rough on the edges for it because that caused of a loss of a clean race bonus for it due to a little momentarily act for it for the Volkswagen Bug. Sorry about that on the S660. Oh man, yeah. The Volkswagen 1200 Bug is definitely drive acted like Kirby. It is definitely pretty aggressive, but this is gonna have to do pretty managing the improvements for the suspension for it. Well, even this, that's definitely quite very harder and tougher around for it. Now, looks like only down to 9 cars left. Man, looks like this is gonna take longer for it. Unless this is gonna have to be heading on over to the straight to be taking a little serpentine locking points. Like riding on the bowl to be giving a little buckaroo ride for it. Now pass on RX-7FC and the BRC. Well, everybody is surprising about the Volkswagen Bug. Well, it is definitely giving a little hard reckless when putting the balance of performance to be able to set the max. Also to be a reminder folks, if you're going to use the Volkswagen 1200 1966, just be sure to drive carefully in case if you really want to have a clean race bonus. Now, on to do a little bit overtake on the Toyota A6 GR MN. Not quite close enough. So it had to be up to 88 miles. So this is going to have to take forever for it. only down for 2 cars, and the first place is Hyperion RTC. Because we're just gonna have to be very cautious when driving on the same turns. Come on, just need 11 miles required, but I'm still at the 70-mile range. There you go, 81 miles. That's how the way it goes. Okay, here comes that turn. Now heading on over to the carousel because this is going to get a little bit crazier intense. Oh boy, here we go. The Volkswagen 1200 Bug is mastering the carousel. That's pretty impressive to keep it holding steady. And look, looks like the Hyperion RTC is definitely having a hard time trying to catch up to the Volkswagen Bug. Well, maybe this is gonna have to go on over to Blue Speedway triangular corner to the next part. Okay, so it looks like the speed is definitely decreasing back in, and oh no. Ah. This is gonna get a little bit intense to mastering the alternate airway for the Volkswagen Bug with all the maximum speed and handling to be giving a little bit of hard time. And also the racing super soft tires was definitely installed for it. But this is going to get a lot of very intense turns to try to keep it in struggle. Okay, looks like I'm almost running out of turns left until the long straight comes in. Hyperion RTC is definitely giving the best moment. Well, I really guess that this driving strategy for having the segment by using the slow fast car to deal with the modern sports car to get a lot of distance to deal with. So I'll have to figure it out to see until going on to the straight. Okay. Looks like the Hyperion RTC really wants to have an overtake. And the Toyota A6 GR MN is really giving in for having a little surprise moment. Now I have to deal with 2 modern vehicles at once because this is going to get a little bit harder and tricky, folks. Harder and tricky by using the slower car to deal with the M100 fastest cars. Okay, now I'm on the straight. Here they come. Looks like they just really want first place so badly. I have to be keeping an eye out. Well, looks like I just made a slam landing in, and oh man, can't believe it. Those 2 are making a good pass for it, and probably more of them is definitely on its way. Well, probably somehow modern fast cars just giving a good performance rating. The Volkswagen is definitely cause of coming out for having a little slow race. Well, this is going to have to take forever for it because that also climbs down back to 10th place. And definitely more cars coming in. Well, maybe I should probably have to do a little bit. Oh, someone just slammed on the rear. Looks like the Alpine A110 just definitely giving a little speed kick. coming on the final stretch. There you go, and looks like stopped at 8th place. Man, this is going to be a most intense race to be challenging at the Nurburgring ever, of all time. So this is going to be very tougher to do so. Well, the only important thing is to adjust the top speed to make it go quick and faster. That might be quite very good. So definitely that also ends up with a 8th place earning, so this might be good, and probably a halfway distance could be good to be at 13th. So looks like let's go over to Northern Idaho Speedway for the next round. That might be pretty easier for it. So I decided to go with the noon part. So I'll make sure I'll be able to adjust the top speed, because this will be quite very good to do this. So looks like the number of laps is going to be at 10. So I'll be able to be adjusted to be adding 10 more and make it 20 laps. So this might be very good to be putting on for. Well, maybe unless this is going to have to be prepared to do it what matters the most. Time to bring out the Herbie Library variant. That's right, folks. Looks like this is going to be a good variant library for this one. So looks like this is going to be good for it. So looks like time to use the number 53 Herbie library design. So this is going to be good to go. So before that, maybe this is going to be pretty good for having a little momentarily board. So I'll be able to take a little bit quick look before we get ready to do the next race. So definitely, this design was definitely based on the movie. Well, maybe most of you guys liked Herbie in the Volkswagen Bug board. So looks like the design has been made by Jimmy AC99. Well, looks like he did a pretty good job for making a fine replica for the movie. So this is a very cleaner one board. Well, I hope if anyone can also make the rusted variant design version, this might be pretty good for it. So looks like time to go back in, because this race is gonna have to do whatever it takes for. So this is going to be pretty good for having a little number 53 love bug on it. So, well, maybe if there's a modern Volkswagen Beetle, that would be amazing for Herbie, or having a car-on-car relationship for it. So, looks like this is going to be prepared to be amazed. Taking Northern Idaho Speedway for 20 laps. Opponent category is going to be at N100. So, looks like this is going to be pretty good. Taking 20 laps with using any N100 cars. Well, probably this is going to have to do this for it, because racing up against the RCC GT line could be very tougher and very difficult to be prepared for. So, this is going to have to do it much quicker and do it much fast. So, time to do a little car settings for having a little recommend request. So probably the top speed by default is 81 miles. So I should probably have to extend to be at 118. So this will be pretty good to keep up the max speed to be up a notch a bit. So looks like everything's all set. So this might be a good max speed performance, so definitely it's good for the 98 HP to be able to be giving a little bit of speed boost for it. So let's go and win this race and find out what happens. Well, Looks like that was a pretty good license plate for it. Then here we go. Taking 20 laps at Northern Idaho Speedway, and this is going to get pretty bumping around here. Alright, here we go. Looks like still at last place. This is going to have to take forever until if I really need to pass all the cars whenever I had to come nearby close. There you go. Just keep making some good overtakes by multiple chances to do it. And oh man, that is very crazy and intense. Better have to call it in for a pit stop and then let's just do a little bit. But oh man, that is very intense. Well, it's very intense just like the Volkswagen Sambabus, but different. Yeah, that's what happens if this is going to get too much speed. That could completely having a low rollover part. So I'll make sure I'll be adjusting in a little bit of boost for top speed. So this might be very good. So looks like it's time for attempt number 2, and let's get started. So this time, no more taking insides too much. That will be causing an accidental rollover flip. So I had to keep it nice and steady. So try to use the middle side part. Don't go on the inside too much because that could cause a lot of issues for having a little handling problem. Very good. Don't want to get very too rough because Kirby always wants to win this one. Well, I kind of think this is definitely a living car legend for it. But it definitely, well, it also lives itself being driven automatically without the driver around. Okay, stay steady. Don't get a little jump rough here. Now let's try it and make a little overtake on the A-bar. Okay, that's better. Now, all you have to do is deal with 12 cars that are currently for the most main strong performance in the N100 category. Because 98 horsepower is giving you a little tough, challenging moment. So it has to be keeping up to stay at least to be at 90 or 100 miles. Well, this is gonna have to be very strategic closer in for. So I had to be very cautious by really making a mistake by taking a little tip-off rollover. Now time to do a little grab. Very good. Looks like almost getting closer in. Because only got 11 laps left. Because I'm wasting a lot of distance being able to make it in to be reached up by first. Okay, now let's take on the CS3 and the Honda Beat. Well, definitely the Honda Beat is definitely giving the standard speed amounts like the Volkswagen Bug. Well, it is actually a Japanese K car. And the Volkswagen Bug, it also drives slower than the other K cars. on it. Just take some few drafts until you catch up to overtake the Honda Beat. Whoa, man. That was very too rough to avoid getting tipped out for it. Okay, come with me, Honda Beat. The Volkswagen Bug, Herbie, really wants to take the overtake advantage. Yeah, definitely the Honda Beat is definitely giving a good speed time for it. Well, probably had to be very careful by making a mistake for it. So, looks like the blue flag calls in for it. Last place drivers are still trying to catch up for it. So I had to be aware if I probably had to drive a little bit passing on, this is going to be very much closer. But gap distance is going to be at least 5. There you go. Looks like one step closer to reach victory. Excuse me, fellas. Herbie coming right through you. There you go. Now on to the top 3, because this is going to be very much closer up ahead. Okay, still at 5 gap distance. So what's the big deal? Well, looks like the Peugeot RCC is definitely trying to catch up for it. Because most other modern vehicles always comes in by the first place for it. But the classic cars can also giving a little second chance to go for it. Nope, no overtakes passing in for it. Still currently on 4th place. Oh man, losing control. Stay calm, Herbie. Stay very calm, Herbie. Well, even so, this library is definitely quite giving momentarily for it. Well, looks like that's a very good race for today. That was quite very good on the 4th place. Well, probably so. Taking a little 20-lap challenge on Northern Idaho Speedway could be giving a little bit challenging for it. So, probably for the next race on Blue Moon Bay Speedway, 10 laps would be quite very extended faster for it. But, well, I kind of think this is going to be very much harder to be prepared for it. But, probably even so, maybe let's see which vehicle should I get from the daily workout. I hope this is going to be a 20 million vehicle that I was really going to get it. Oh yes, the Ferrari is going to be on it. So close because... Oh, looks like I just really got a Aston Martin 177. Okay then. Well, I'll make sure I'll get the 20 million race car next time. Well, probably by only in the next day for it. So, looks like I'm almost not yet done. So, looks like this is going to be prepared for it. Speedway time, and it's going to be pretty excited, folks. Because this is going to be prepared for one last final race for it. So I might be able to do it, so because taking 10 laps is going to be pretty much challenging and very professional. So everything's all set, no turning back. Good. This is going to be all prepared when it all comes down to this. Well, I'm also believe that the Volkswagen 1200 is very fastest, but it is definitely giving a recommended by the balance of performance, but definitely the suspension is quite very tougher and challenging for it. But it is going to be quite giving a hard time to see if this is going to be well controlled, or definitely giving a little bit of free turn to be giving a little roughness to be around for it. So as I be prepared for the final race board, so everything is set on 124 mile, so that might be pretty good. And even so, this may be quite very good to take a little bit of long distance strap. So looks like this is going to be the only one down for it. This is all for the marbles, and let's see what happens. Okay, very good. Everything is all in by the rolling start, and let's begin. I hope this is going to be pretty good for it. Come on, let's see. We reached up by 100 mile. Very good, very clever, good. That's the perfect, excellent max speed that perfect. Just think about it. So, looks like start taking on the inside, go through the outside, then catch up with some few other cars. Well, I kind of think that no matter that this is how why Herbie really wants to take the first time for a single race time to take challenging race with the other NASCAR drivers. Well, probably even so, that part is really much awesome that the Volkswagen Bug versus a couple of NASCAR racers are quite very surprising of the unexpected. A Volkswagen Bug is definitely becoming a stock car. Well, definitely it is quite controllable by Herbie in case this is going to be giving a little strong advantage moment. Just climbed up to be in the first. So this is going to be a one-way ticket to the checker flag. And even so, no matter how Herbie always has a good relationship that he fell in love with, is the Volkswagen new Beetle. Well, yeah, definitely Volkswagen Bug and Volkswagen Beetle are definitely part of the top of the vehicle for it, but it is pretty cool that a living car has a relationship with a modern vehicle. Well, probably I should probably have to keep this one until the next part of the later on events. Giving a little bit more speed, so I'm still at the 5 here. There you go. Take on that strutty corner and then take on that. Now going back up to the 100, and looks like the Subaru BRC is currently in the lead. It's going to get a little bit much faster to be giving a little slow time for it. go for it, stay at the 100-mile range. Toyota 86 is in third place. Now looks like I'm in second. It's gonna be getting a little close in. Come on. Better have to wait for the first turn coming up for it. And looks like this is the time to shine. Wow, looks like the BRC is very surprisingly fighting unexpected for it. Well, looks like Kirby is fully loaded in the lead. Well, probably, yeah, I'm always giving you for the Volkswagen 1200 for having a little first round of this moment for it. Well, even so, this is going to be quite very good for having a little segment for it. Having a slow car to beat all the fast cars in every 100 categories and division. It's much better to be expected. Well, I kind of think I changed my mind about having 10 laps for, well, maybe go for 5 laps would be okay. But 10 laps could be giving a little extended distance for it. Wow, I kind of think the first turn is definitely giving the slight time for it without pulling a brake for it. Well, definitely this is going to be quite very good to have this Volkswagen Bug to go make it faster for it. Now let's go on to the inside, and looks like the BRC is coming back for more. Well, looks like the modern Subaru really wants to go for it. And, oh man, the Toyota 2000 GT really wants to be in second place. Wow, that looks very longer, takes forever for an old school Toyota vehicle. Okay, 4 laps to go. This race is going to be very longer in durability to be extended at least. Okay, take a left brake point and then take the left turn, slide it. Hope that Toyota 2000 GT is going to be climbed up to second place. Subaru BRC are still trying to maintain the pace. Looks like the Toyota 2000 GT wants to be in second place. Well, looks like the classics never gets old in the modern day era. Okay, 7 laps, 3 more to go. Well, I hope this is going to be getting a little bit closer than forever. That's a good old school Toyota. So let's just keep it gentle. Well, I know, definitely really wants to stay in first place because this is going to be very challenging for it. Oh yeah, definitely unless the headlights might be quite very good on for it. Hazard lights maybe enable and looks like the RX-7 just definitely overtake. So it has to be climbed up to be back in. There you go. Stay on it. Then take a little quick pass to be at the 112-mile range. Oh yeah. guess no brakes, just taking a little slight free turns. Now, let's check on the rear mirror and see what's... Oh, looks like things about to get a little bit drafted, folks. Toyota 2000 GT is coming back to be in the lead. So I had to be very avoided, unless the classic cars and the retro Japanese cars are about to be getting a little bit much closer on for. GT is coming back. Now time to do a little bit of block maintain pace sports. Well, that was a classic swing rush sports. Come on back in on the 100-mile range. This will be giving a little bit spare time to mount. So probably I should go over to do a little bit more progressive on the brake balance for it, but there's no need to have a little contain control on the RR drivetrain, but it is definitely quite likely easier rough on it. Okay, that's a good 2000 GT. Go on the inside and go through the outside. Okay, this is it. Final lap. If Herbie tries to make its way to reach the checker flag, any car can also try to reach up to first place. Let's try to survive and win this race. I hope this is going to be taking a little bit of a lot of time for it, because the RX-7 and the Toyota 2000 GT are trying to climb up to be in the lead for it, because this is all about the movie reference moment, folks. Movie references is always giving the important thing during the gameplay. Alright, stay on it. Don't let that 2000 GT be overtake. One last stretch, and this is going to be very much it. Herbie just won the race in Blue Moon Bay Speedway by 10 laps. That was a pretty checker flag win. That was very awesome, folks. Very awesome, like in the movies. Well, and it looks like it is, because that's a pretty good standard earnings coming up for it. 20.4 miles. That's a good distance to be ever made. So, that was a pretty good race, folks. But this is definitely old school racing to beat all the modern vehicle sports. But I don't know what happens if this is going to be challenging against the Group 4 cars. This is going to be very difficult for it. So, maybe this might be giving a little check on the mileage exchange. So, there might be some different colors going on for, well, probably the usual for it. And definitely, oh yeah, driver post 14 is definitely purchasable to be available for it. That's definitely quite good for it. And it looks like there's some different colors for it by giving a little update. And definitely the Subaru WRX Group B wheel car comes back again. So maybe let's just go and buy the yellow, blue, purple 2 color shift. And then the mate fluorescent yellow 5 is definitely coming in for the next list for it. So looks like still got more catching up things to do for it. So definitely the Volkswagen 1200 1966 came back for the return from GT5 as a DLC and also GT6 as the main vehicle board. But now in GT Sport as part of the August update board, well, I kind of think that the number 53 is definitely the good variant design for the Volkswagen Bug. Well, I kind of think that they always decided to call it Herbie. Well, definitely Herbie is the name for this Volkswagen Bug board. They just always decide to do for it because they just love Herbie from the movie, of course. But here in GT Sport, this vehicle could be giving the best choice for it because this one is going to be quite fully loaded for it. But I'll make sure that I'll be able to make a next segment featuring the same car for it. So probably the next one that I'm about to start using the Mini Cooper 1966. Well, maybe this is going to be quite giving the good choice for it because I picked the Volkswagen 1200. So this might be very good for it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this video, you guys. Thanks for watching. And don't forget to click like, comment, and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget the links on the description down below if you want to see more stuff that you want to see. Because that's definitely part of the experience that you want to be discovered for it. So, I hope you really like this awesome segment video. And I'll see you guys next time for this awesome excitement moment custom race on Gran Turismo Sport. And I'll see you guys later. Keep on racing, stay cool.